Hello! I'm Aloysius. I'm the owner of Haunted Harbor Tours. And check it out, man. Check it out. I got a new logo. I designed this one, my original logo. But recently I wanted to do something new. I wanted to see what I could get. And like I did with the Theremin, I paid a man on Fiverr to create a new logo for me, and I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. And he designed rat cards and business cards, and it all looks really great. I also just recently redesigned my apartment. I moved everything around, opened up so much space. I think my apartment looks a lot more comfortable in these videos now. And I'm no longer pressed up against a wall. But man, has it been a stressful year. I apologize. It's probably been, a month or two? 2 months maybe since my last upload of Hetty Cooley, the story of South Carolina, Virginia murder at a plantation. One that's actually true, unlike the Myrtles plantation, which is mostly folklore. The Hetty Cooley one was true, and it was a lot of fun. And but yeah, I've been so stressed. Truthfully, I think you can even see the stress on my face during the Hetty Cooley video. And that's because August and July exploded with the city ghost tours. And I've never had that much business for that long of a period. And I was very lucky. And it really feels like now my business is taking off, and it's growing, and it's becoming something cool. However, with that comes a lot of stress. August and July were not easy. Just the surprise guests that I had. At one point, and I'm not trying to complain about my guests, I'm just trying to show you how stressful it's been. At one point, I'm talking about the creation of the colony of Maryland. I'm saying, London had a serious issue. They had too much filth and rot in their streets. There was a major problem with homelessness. For the last century, there was a plague, since the 14th century. It's now the 1600s. And the plague had been wiping out population after population after population. Major metropolitan centers, every 50 years, just wipe out of existence. And one night, a couple of nights, it was actually surprising. Somebody would jump in and be like, the plague doesn't exist. That's a lie. So, I love a good conspiracy. I love Roswell. I love the Betty and Barney Hill abductions. I love talking about chemtrails and being like, well, probably it's just exhaust fumes from the, jet engines. But, in high school, I used to smoke weed, look up at the chemtrails, and, joke around that it's probably mind control devices. And it was fun back then. Conspiracies were fun. Kind of like a Fox Mulder thing. I wanted to believe them, I wanted to have fun with them, but what amazed me about this new group, because I highly doubt, I've got my pulse, I'm a ghost tour guide. I've got my pulse on a lot of conspiracies and a lot of, things. I don't subscribe to them necessarily. One of the things that shocked me was that the bubonic plague never existing is a conspiracy that's come up in the last 2 years. Most likely, it's a conspiracy that's been created in 2021. The people who were upset about this were in their 40s. Obviously, you're not going to make it 40 years on Earth and never hear about the bubonic plague. But they made it up to this point. And within the last year, they're just like, you know what? Doesn't exist. Plague never happened. The Black Death, all of it, never occurred. And then they come onto my tour, and they're so confident, and this is what's amazing, they're so confident that the Black Death never happened that they will interrupt my tour to tell me that I'm wrong about it. How dare you bring up this Black Death, which is part of a conspiracy created by the aliens, the Greys. Please, can we just start assuming that anything that is being done by the universal them is the Greys. Please. It would make everything a lot more fun. It's been a stressful year. And I've needed to de-stress. I bought a lot of equipment for ghost hunting. I've got night vision cameras. I've got all of the different EVP detectors I'm watching for all the cool stuff. I'm getting a lot of the cool toys. And the goal is to not only tell folklore legends from around the world, as I'm doing, maybe doing some more tarot card reviews. They didn't pull in any clicks, and they didn't have the long-term longevity that I thought they might have. So we'll see. However, what's really cool is I do have a brand new video editing computer that I have bought. I had a computer that was designed for art projects, and it would shut down and it would crash all the time. I can only work with 2 webcams right here and here, and that's fun to switch between the 2, but I have like 4 webcams, and I've tried to do others so that when I have something scary, I can switch to a red, low webcam that changes my face and makes everything disoriented and strange. And I would like to be able to use that. The limitations of the PC will crash the computer if I try to edit with 3 videos in a simultaneous recording. Now, I do things to de-stress. Over this last month. I produced a piece of art. I've rearranged my room. I've done a lot of stuff in this month, but I haven't been doing the YouTube. So I'm going on vacation. Tomorrow, I'm taking off, and I'm going out to this far off, out of the way place on the top of a mountain in an undisclosed location in the United States. And I'm going to go visit my best friend from college, a man named Brandon. I have known Brandon all my life, or at least since I was like 18. And he and I have maintained a fantastic friendship. He has a family. I'm going to go visit his wife. I'm going to see his kids, who are just absolutely adorable. And he owns a supervillains lair. Now, I can't say much about it right now because I haven't gotten his permission to talk about this supervillains lair. And hopefully I'll show off this supervillains lair that my buddy lives in. But I'm bringing all that camera equipment and all that stuff up to use them. I've got, all of this really cool stuff. We're going to be getting the computer set up. We're going to be doing a lot of that. I've already loaded up the theremin. We're going to be playing around with that. The cool thing about Brandon is that he is the kind of guy who reads the fucking manual. I don't have the attention span to read a user manual, but Brandon does. And so Brandon and I are going to jump into all of this tech stuff, and we're gonna go raft, and we're gonna go float on some rapids. And I believe he has a waterproof GoPro. I probably won't be using my Ghost Investigation body camera, but we're gonna be doing a lot of the cool stuff, the chill stuff. And I'm gonna probably visit some cemeteries while I'm out there. I might even go visit this very dangerous section of a road in Western Maryland, and I'm gonna talk about that. And I'm also probably going to go film at South Mountain, a historic Civil War battlefield that came just before the Gettysburg battle. And so I've got a lot of cool stuff I'm doing this weekend. And in October, I'm going to be top of the line again. I'm not going to be stressing over whether or not people believe the plague exists, which probably was a real thing. It still exists today. It is incredibly common in California. Stay away from prairie dogs in California. They carry the fleas that carry the plague. It came here in the 1800s. The plague very much is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand that you can catch the plague even today. If you feel an egg-sized lump in the bottom of your armpit, that is the first major symptom that you're going to feel of the bubonic plague. Get your ass to the hospital. You only have a limited amount of time before the bubonic plague will kill you. It's crazy that now they're plague deniers. That's mind blowing, but par for the course in the modern day, I suppose. I'm going to be implementing B-roll. So right now we have this camera, we have this camera. I can switch between the two. But a lot of YouTubers I've been watching have all of these really cool visuals that they throw on, walks that they've taken, stuff like that. And now with all of this stuff, I even got a quadricopter. So anyway, it's exciting. With that, I am Aloysius. I'm the owner of Haunted Harbor Tours. And here are the two most successful videos, in my opinion. These are not the most viewed videos. But what these are the videos that even during this 2-month break have still been generating hits. This is the story of the nuns of New Orleans. And this is the story of a French princess who died an absolutely awful death and who haunts a castle in France.